Well, hello everyone, Gold Coin here, and welcome back to Farthest Frontier. We're right here where we left it. The last episode, we started the new city. We added the couple houses, couple hunters hut, and we started to farm here. We actually got a really nice map in terms of fertility and actually resources. We do have some iron ore here. We have a good amount of deer over here and over here as well. But today we're gonna be continue to expand, to continue to build the greatest city in medieval ages. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's see what's going on around here. So basically, as I said in the last episode, I like to go throughout the menu here, the building menu. That way I know we're not forgetting anything, especially the graveyard here. We definitely need to place the graveyard. I mean, we can do it later, but hopefully nobody dies yet, and you can take a look at here that we have 1 senior, 11 adults, and five adolescents or teenagers. That is, I think teenagers, they can work, or I believe the working age starts at 16. But we don't have any elderly, so hopefully we don't have any attacks today, and that kills some of our villagers. All right, what else do we have here? So we have housing. We don't need to worry about that right now. Storage, we already have those. I'm thinking here maybe we're gonna need definitely to add a storage for food around or next to the, or around the farming area. That way our people they don't have to walk all the way down here, which might take a while. Now, can we add the market yet? I don't think we can we? I mean, we can start producing a Fletcher, arrow, bow and arrow. I don't think this is necessary. We start with a good amount. We start with 2 bows and 60 arrows. I think that should be more than enough, but worst case scenario, we just, you see, well, it says that there's missing ammunition, but I think that person just gathered those from their cart. The soppy, we already have one. We already have firewood. What is this? The compost yard. This is very important, guys. The compost yard, what it does is gather human fecal matter, right? They produce compost, they produce waste, and the compost yard, gathers those and converts it or producing to let it rot into compost for the further farming, right? To increase fertility in the farming. But it's necessary, because if you don't collect those, people might get sick. Very realistic in that regard. Now, we do need a market. Let's see what we need for the market. Yeah, you see, we need a storage for the market. So let's go ahead and add that storage, which is the warehouse. I think it's mandatory to unlock the market. So we can place it next to, actually, we can place it here. I don't think this is a bad spot for a storage unit. Matter of fact, we can actually do it this way. Let's see. Let me take a look at the building here real quick. All right, the building does not have an entry, but it does have some sort of like a storage space there. So we can place this guy here, or the. I don't want to place it too close to this, because it might remove that bird nest, and that's actually a source of food. So let's go and place this guy here. I think here might not be a bad spot. Something like that. Yeah, something like this might not be a bad spot right there. And then once we have that, we can actually put down or build our market. Oh, what is this? More people wish to join your settlement. A bustling market will, yep, we're working on it. It's basically telling us to build a market. That way we can start generating some gold. All right, let's go and speed up time. Food productions, we already have basically everything. Our food is not great right now, but it's also not bad. We also we obviously need to expand that production a little bit more. I mean, we can place a fishing hut here if we want. Kind of like, no, not the smokehouse. Definitely not the smokehouse, but the fishing shack. We can place a fishing shack somewhere here. Maybe something like that. And then, we can have them. So this guy is fishing here. We can actually have them fish around here. It doesn't have to be, you don't absolutely need to put the fishing shack where you want them to fish. Remember, you can move the working radius at any time, right? Obviously, you don't want them fishing at the same spot, because that will not be efficient whatsoever. All right, defenses, I don't think we need, but obviously, we don't need it right now, but obviously, that's something that we need to think about. we need to keep in mind. But obviously we put in a lookout tower here, or maybe somewhere here. That way we can protect the town center where the gold will be, as well as the market. Now when we have the trading post, we'll deal with that. The trading post, I believe, gets unlocked. Let's take a look at that right away. Trading post gets unlocked. Yeah, I don't think it's in this tier. I think it's the next tier where it gets unlocked. The charcoal, I keep forgetting. I believe it's in the services, actually. Yep. Yep, there it is. So yeah, we need to upgrade this guy to level 2. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit because we need 30 people. I mean, we can house up to 24 right now, but we're just waiting for people to come in. That's gonna change once we have the market. All right, taking a look at our labor, we have 9 free, quote-unquote, free people that we can actually assign to jobs if we want. I'm gonna expand this road like that. That way we are close to the market. We're going, closer to the market. We can place some houses here along the way, or maybe are up here. And then this is gonna be kind of like our production, not production, but industrial area. One thing I want to find is berries. See if we can find those guys. Yeah, hawthorn. All I see is hawthorn because the berries bushes, you can move them to be closer to your town. So we can place them kind of like next to the berry, the what is called the forager shack, right? All right, looks like the fishing shack is finished. So we can bring this guy over here to start, fishing or catching fish around this area at 140% productivity. So that's actually really nice. Is this guy covering this willow? I don't think it actually is. Yeah, it's outside. So I really want that guy to get that willow for sure. Something like this. Yeah, very interested in that guy to get the willow. Willow is very important for soap, as I said previously. I believe it's soap. Let's take a look at that real quick. The soap is armory, charcoal. Yeah, there it is. No, it's herbs for the willow. I mean, for the soap. Willow is for candles, I believe, right? Or let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what the willow is used for, but I know it's very useful. We just need to wait. Oh, there it is, for baskets. That's right. Willow is good for baskets, and we can start making these guys because baskets is good for people to transport goods, and they're allowed to carry more. And this is actually a nice building to have, to be honest. We can place it here if we absolutely want to, or we can actually place it close to our production area or industrial area. I really don't want to overwhelm this area, overcrowd that area, so I might place it somewhere here to start, right here next to it. It might not be a bad idea because willow will be here, but also will be here. Let's take a look at where we want to place this guy. Well, let's go and place it here. I think here might not be a bad spot. It's connected to this road, and then probably gonna have another building over there. Cool. And we can leave this area for more houses, and that could be it, right? More houses around here, more production area over there, and then we can throw a road across here and have this more of a housing area as well. Again, this is just me thinking how I want to plan the city. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna do it that way because things change quickly, especially in a city builder. And you know how it is. If you play city builders before, things change quickly, and sometimes they don't follow what you wanted to follow, right? But anyways, all right, so we are gonna start making baskets. That's very important in my opinion, because people are gonna be carrying, especially people that are far away from the city, right, or from the storage units here. They need to walk a long distances, so the more they carry, the better, right? All right, the other thing is, the Fletcher building. I don't think this is necessary just yet, to be honest, but we'll keep an eye on it. Once they start running out of arrow, we can actually add that building. I mean, there is no penalty of adding the building. The only penalty is that we're not gonna have as many people, like free people, as we might need, because remember, free people are very important. So it's not like we're spending gold over this or resource, or like a lot of resources, right? I mean, we're spending wood to produce those, but it's not like it's by month like we're suffering from gold. There are some buildings that do require some maintenance. And I believe, as you can see, the compost yard, it costs 4 gold bars to maintain. It's a monthly cost of 4, so do keep that in mind. And it's a very, very, very bad desirability, so you want to place this guy as far as possible, somewhere here in the mountains, somewhere where you are not gonna build any kind of houses or whatnot, right? Another thing that we need to do is actually tell our people to harvest. I removed these guys here because I don't want them to harvest all of this, because I realized we have the deer there, and I'm not sure if removing all the trees will make the deers go away, right? So we can actually start going this way as well. This might not be a bad spot to gather some trees, some stone bushes, and whatnot. I'm gonna do the whole thing here, all the 3 of them. Berries, I mean, we don't have any around, but I'm gonna do the 3 of them, that way we can clear out the space. And for stone, I'm gonna start doing some stones here, around here. I really want stones to be a lot. I mean, because we're gonna be upgrading the roads from dirt road to stone roads, and we want obviously to keep that in storage, right? I mean, that's probably way too much, but we'll monitor it. All right, so we're making we're making baskets, which is nice, and this is also gonna be helpful if we don't use all the baskets. They're gonna be kept in storage, and then we can trade them for gold. So that's also very important to keep in mind. But I'm trying to see if we can actually find some deer, not deer, but the berry bushes. But looks like this land is lacking some berry bushes, which is fine. I mean, it's not like it's absolutely necessary, but it'll be good to have. All right, but let's go ahead and speed up time here. Obviously, this is not going to be, worked over the winter. Doesn't make any sense. People are going to need some clothing, right? So some coats. I believe we start with good amount. Everybody start with proper clothing for winter. But obviously we're gonna need to make it in the future. So if we go here, we can see your villagers are well dressed. Your villagers are all wearing shoes. This is very important, because if you don't produce shoes and they run out of shoes and whatnot, they could have some issues with their like diseases, not diseases, but they can break their ankle, they can break their feet, and obviously that's gonna prevent them to do any work. So we definitely don't want to do that whatsoever. All right, another thing that we definitely need to consider. Oh, look at that fish. Oh no, I thought it was like a production increase there, but no, it was just fish laying around. So while we wait for people to actually wake up from their sleep, because they usually don't work during winter, I want to talk about this. So you can see here that the game tells you the amount of fish, in this case the fish, but this is the same for all the resources, all the buildings, the amount of fish that was produced during the last year. So this is a good, this is a good thing to keep an eye on, because that way you can determine whether the building is being productive or not. For example, this guy is lacking some food in the building, but that's fine. They'll bring the food in. But I mean, I like how we place those 2 here. We can actually connect them with a road here, or we can just leave them there. I mean, another option will be moving them here later in the future, like up here, but we'll just keep it there, just for now. I don't think it's necessary to move them as of right now. And as you can see, food got lost. It tells you here in the root cellar. I mean, although it's in a root cellar, I've noticed this especially in the first playthrough. It's a root cellar. It's supposed to maintain or keep, maintain or preserve the food better than leaving it out there in a regular storage. But it goes bad pretty quickly. I don't know what's the time span is for fish in this case, but do keep that in mind. Food goes bad, and you can keep track of that here in the amount of month, like the red indicator. The good thing is that we're producing food on a monthly basis, especially because we added this second fishing shack. All right, let's see what else we need around this area, especially resources. I have a feeling that we should be able to maybe throw this guy in. or let's see, the tannery, we can, we can start making some coats here, and that's actually very important because that's what's gonna protect our people from the winter. Now, do we have any leather or pelt? We can actually go here, no, right here, down here, and then we can actually see that we do have 15. We don't have a lot, but the more we hunt, the more pelt we're gonna get. So we can throw this building. We can start actually producing some coats, and when we have the not the market, but rather the trading post, we can actually add or sell those if we have extra. As you can see, it provides negative desirability, and if we bring this guy here, look at this. Right now they're like a 10-12% desirability. If we bring it here, we're going into the negative. So yeah, it's a little bit brutal how desirability works in this game. But it's at the same time, you don't want to live in next to a very crowded industrial area, do you? All right, so let's place this guy kind of like right here. Might not be a bad spot, I think. All right. Usually I like to keep all the buildings like the same building type next to each other, but doing that in this game, I find it a little bit harder. Like all the food not the food, but all the like the wood workers, kind of like the saw pit and the firewood in one area, kind of like the crafting, maybe the basket shop, the Fletcher, the tannery, all in another area. But here might be a little bit difficult because of the walking, the travel time might affect you a little bit. I mean, we have some greens here that we can actually harvest. We can actually place another one of these guys, but do we really need it just for the greens? Because I don't see any other resources that can be harvested around this area that's worth it. And look at that, the first crop, the first field is ready, guys. This is very nice. But the first thing, before I go into it and talked about it, I'm gonna actually build a little wall around it, because I really don't want, I'm gonna pause the game for this. Actually, I don't want the deer to come and bother us or eat our crops. So I'm definitely gonna build something like this right there, and we also gonna tell them to harvest that resource. Perfect. So I'm gonna leave the game pause here, but if you haven't seen this before, I'm gonna go over it a little bit, but not in depth. I'm not gonna go in depth because it's a lot. So basically, farming is divided in 3 cycles. Each cycle, it's a year. So the first year, second year, third year. Once you reach the 3rd year, it goes back to the first cycle and so on. So it's a loop, right? So you have some, as you can see here, you have some indicators, some yield factors. You have fertility, you have weed levels, and you have rockiness of the soil. Obviously, you also have the mixture of the soil. You have clay and you have sand that you can add, or sand, or you can add clay, depending on the crop. You might need to, add either or, a little bit of either or. Now, so every single crop has an effect on either positively or negatively on the fertility and on the wheat level. For example, if we go to wheat, as you can see, you have like all indicators here. You have 8 indicators that tells you something about this crop. The last one is how dependent this crop is from fertility. So as you can see, it's 10 out of 10. So the higher the fertility, the higher the yield. That doesn't mean necessarily that's true for all the crops though, because for example, if we go to this one, the cabbage doesn't depend, no cabbage, but sorry, there is the right here, the buckwheat doesn't depend on fertility as much as the wheat does. So fertility doesn't impact the yield production for this guy. So for that you have impacts on fertility. So rye, for example, impacts fertility on a -4 on a scale of -5 out of -5. So that means it impacts fertility pretty bad. So it's gonna decrease the fertility. So you have to bring it up. Now you have these 2 over here, which these guys are going to work. This is basically just working, as you can see, just working the field. That's gonna reduce the wheat level and the rockiness of the field. So wheat level also impacts the crop. So I'm gonna start by doing 2 of these guys, and then next season, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start making some crops here. We're gonna start producing some food. I'm not gonna go for wheat yet, and And do keep in mind that crops, they do get bad. I mean, they do get diseases, that is. So that's something that we also need to consider. So I really want something that doesn't impact our... All right, so I'm just gonna, unpause the game, let it go, and I'm gonna try to find something that doesn't impact fertility as much in a terrible way. So I think this guy's actually really nice, and it's heat tolerant, so we can actually place him here in the middle of the summer, kind of like right here. And at the beginning of it, we can actually do this guy, but this guy is actually impacts fertility. But the good thing is that it's a frost tolerant, so we can actually put him here. Obviously, we cannot add a third one there. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and let's go and do farming here. I like not farming, but this guy, which is gonna increase fertility, since this guy and this guy is gonna have a little bit of an impact on it. And then we can do carrots. The only thing about carrots is that it doesn't, impacts fertility quite a lot, and it doesn't suppress weeds. So we have to work the field on a regular basis. So why don't we do cabbage? We can actually do cabbage. Is it heat tolerant? It is heat tolerant, and there is. So as you can see here, you can actually hover over it, and it says that weed levels are actually impacting the yield by 85%, 114 loss of the crop there. So, but I'm confident we are going to reduce the weed level with these two guys here. So let's gonna leave it like that, and we also are gonna need to add a gate, right? Just gonna place that gate kind of like right here in the middle. And then remember, if you click here, you can expand your farm, your field, or whatever you want. So you can expand. It's not like you build the field and you're stuck with that field. You can expand that field whenever you want, whatever you want it to. So do keep that in mind. All right. So our first field, it's gonna get worked a while. We're probably gonna need to find some. Look at this. Yeah, we definitely need some to add some sand. So unfortunately, we cannot produce some sand or gather some sand yet. That's gonna be later in the sand pit. Let's see if we can actually find sand, out there. I don't remember seeing sand, and this can be a very bad thing, because sand is gonna be very important for obviously glass making. Yeah, I don't see any sand. We might actually need to trade the sand in the future. Yeah, pretty bad, right? Yep, no sand. At least not in the vicinity. Maybe up there in the mountains. I know we have some iron ore here, and there is I don't know how to remove this, but confirm placement, but there's an overlay. This is desirability. This is water. Yeah, I know there is an overlay that will tell you the mines and whatnot, but I think you have to build those in order to see the overlay for the resources, like the mining resources. But anyways, we'll get to it once we need it, right? And then, okay, so where's our... Oh, it's not built, because we paused the game, the tannery. Very excited to see that one getting built. And we can actually place a couple more houses here. I think, although I don't think houses are going to be necessary right now, to be honest. We can actually start placing houses here, and you can see how, if we go housing, it's my -6 desirability, because it's being built close to this guy. So we can actually start adding houses here, use this for desirability in the future and whatnot. Another thing that we can actually place in tier 2 is a temporary shelter. For example, let's say we are kind of like here, right? This is our city over here, and we are gathering some resources here, maybe coal. You can see here coal. We place a coal mine here, and people are traveling way too far from the city over here, and just to get the what they need, food and whatnot. You can place the temporary shelter over here, and the temporary shelter, what's gonna have is the basic resources. It's gonna have water. It's gonna have everything that they need, so they can go to the temporary shelter and not walk all down here to their houses to eat and drink water. They can just go to the temporary shelter, get what they need, continue working, and then at the end of the day, they can go home. Very in-depth, right? Very, very nice. One thing I'm gonna do is gonna try to place a well here for further use in the future. And just in case, I mean, we can place a well right here in this corner. Might not be a bad spot either. We have one there. So, yeah. Right there is not affecting that one. So we can place one here and the other one here. Kind of like right here and right there. I like placing wells throughout the city because those are the ones that are going to help people in case of a fire. Right? They're going to be, you know, people are going to gather the water from the well and they're going to use it to put out fires. Now, we have two options here, guys. We can actually try to build cities with a row of 4x4 houses, or we can do a 5x5. We'll need to monitor then. What I mean by that is like here we place in a shelter here. There's gonna be a 4x4 and then 5x5, and then I mean we can do as many as we want, but just to keep the city looking beautiful. That's the idea, right? That's the whole point, at least. All right, look at the food. Wow, the food is actually very, very good. And we are actually producing some coats, right? High coats, which is nice. You see, these guys use water to produce those, so they're also gonna be using this well. So we want water to be kept in abundance, right? We want water to be abundant. All right. One thing I just realized is that we are out of a. Yeah, look at this. We're out of arrows, so we need to actually add those guys right away, right? Let's see, where are they? Firewood, sawpit, tannery, Fletcher building. So this actually does not produce a bad desirability. So this is actually really nice. We can, yeah, we're building a well there. We can actually place this guy here, but obviously this is gonna be for the market and whatnot. I mean, we can keep this guy right here in front of this tannery. Especially because everything is being stored around this area. One thing that we can absolutely do is actually bring this like that. We can bring a road like that and then close it in right here. That way we don't continue to expand this way, and it's gonna look like the Fifth Avenue in New York, right? a lot of building along a single avenue. So yeah, something like that, but I don't want it to be curved. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the curve option in this game, like making roads to look curved. But sometimes they can look bad if you are not careful. So for example, here, I mean, this is obviously not ideal, but you can actually make it this way, right? Something like that and make it curved. But obviously, you are losing a little bit of like open space there. But I mean, you can be willing to. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so our people are, yeah, so look at the weed. The weed levels are super high. And remember what I was talking about sound effects? Look at the sound effect when we open the farm, the field here. And the same goes with the well, I believe. You see? You can hear the water there. For the tannery. You can hear them like pouring water on the pelt and cleaning it up to make it into a coat. Same goes with the tannery, but for the saw pit, you can hear some carpentry there, and the warehouse. Yeah, you hear people like throwing boxes and whatnot, which is very nice. This is an addition that actually got me impressed quite a lot, to be honest. All right, so let's go ahead and close this area. So the road's coming this way. We definitely want, where is the road? So the road's gonna come this way. So we definitely want it to be straight right here and come this way. And then we can close it right away here. Where is it? Right here. And when we can close it somewhere like that, it's gonna keep it straight. We can even close it in a curvature way, but now I'm just gonna keep it straight just for now. Something like that. That way I know what we're dealing with. I really don't want to go any further into this deer. As you can see, we're now have 3. Obviously they hunted some. So worst case scenario, we can move one of these guys over here, right? And have them hunt over here. Here we have not only 7, but also we have 6. So we have a total of 13. So if things get too bad around here for this deer, we'll move, we'll delete one of those guys, place it somewhere here in this fishing hut, forager shank area, and have them walk all over here. You don't have to place them right next to the node, right? You can just move. We can even move the working area of this guy over here, but obviously that's not gonna be as efficient as we want it to be. We're having them cut all down all these trees. That's very good. But I think we're gonna need more trees than that. Obviously, I don't see a really nice spot to cut trees. Maybe this area, maybe this one. But I'm just gonna wait for them to cut all down these trees. Oh, look at that. We have some nuts there. Another thing that I just saw was herbs, which are gonna be used, as you saw, you know, for soap. So hawthorn, mushroom, hawthorn. So we can place another forest shack somewhere here. This is a really nice area. Maybe here. I mean, berries do go bad the fastest. The berries are the type of food that go bad the fastest. But they do. Wait, they no berries. But we don't have berries. But they do. They do good for the people because berries are produced in a big quantity. So. All right, so do we have the way to... Yep, we can actually build the market. So we're going to build our first market. It's going to be right here. See, the desirability is going to... Look at all the buildings that are going to affect. We can also place it here, right here in the middle. And we can actually build some houses behind. And we can keep this guy right in front of the town center and leave this for decoration in the future. And I think I'm going to do that. You see, I keep changing stuff, but I think this actually might not be a bad idea to place this guy here. Income is going to have a 7. All right, let's place this guy here. And what we're going to do is take a look at the house here. So the desirability here will be -23. So it's not really nice. Hold on, let me see something here. Let me pause. So the radius here. So yeah, we probably not want to go. I know a better place to place it. What if we place it so here, right? Or maybe here. We can place it here. I like it placing it here. That way we cover some houses around this area. Awesome. Right here is where it's gonna be. There you go. All right. So yeah. Kind of like in the middle of the city, people have to walk over here to get what they need, and we can place something next to it in the future, maybe another root cellar, right? Or maybe because it's you know, it has some room there that we can use, and then this row we can actually expand it this way and have houses all around this area, kind of like right here along this road. We can do that. All right. Yeah, but the market there, obviously this area is not being good for desirability, but we'll find a use for it. We can even place the cemetery over here if we need to, right? A big cemetery. We don't need to do a big cemetery, maybe a 5x5. I don't know what the minimum is. Is it... Yeah, the minimum looks like to be 3x3, but we can do a 4x4, 5x5. Last time I think we did a 4x4 and it had a capacity for 30 corpse. And I think they get full. The corpse, they do not decompose. So that's something to keep in mind. At the end of the road, what we can add is the compost yard, right? Where is it? Since this area is going to be full contamination, right? We might as well add the compost yard at the end of the road somewhere here. And then we need to go up the hill. We'll do that. But we can keep this guy here. Look at that. Yeah, and it's gonna walk down this road. We'll see. All right, so this can actually... Oh, did I pause the game? Yeah, I did. This can actually be some... Let's take a look at our desirable decoration here. So look at this. We can place some you know, gardens, some decorations around this area to increase desirability. But they do cost, all of them, they do cost some gold bars. So do keep that in mind. Same with the shrine. What we can do here, we can actually place the school here, or maybe here in the future. School, yeah, you heard me right. We do have some schools in this city builder. And the school, for example, let me go over there. So storage. No, we want to amenities and services. So we do have the healer's house, but no one can work in the healer house unless they're educated. So Education, where right now 17% of our people are educated. I guess because they came this way to our city. But we need to add the school to start making people educate, to start producing, not producing, but educating our people, and have educated people will have a better, they're gonna work more efficiently, right? All right, so I think it's time to add some houses. Where do we want to place those houses? We can actually go this way, or we can actually start placing the houses here, which is not a bad spot to place houses. Wait a minute, let's go ahead and, I just realized something. Yep, let's go ahead and, no, hold on. Let me cancel that. Let me cancel the road real quick. Can I not cancel this road? No, yep, I can. There you go. Go ahead and cancel that road, because I just realized we cannot place two buildings next to each other here. That might not be, yeah, it's not wide enough. So we can actually do this, which is not bad. We can actually come around here. Look at that. Ah, that's the curvature that we were talking about, right? The curve. Because the reason why I want to do this is because placing roads next to houses, they do, you see, increases desirability. Obviously, people get happy when you build houses next to, road next to their houses. A good urbanism. Yeah, I'm gonna do this right here. And then all the way down here. Something like that, and then close the road somewhere there. Yep, and then we can actually expand it. Kind of like, I feel like I'm doing some sort of like a Excel sheet type of city, but I don't know. I found myself playing more comfortably doing this way. This game doing it this way than actually playing as we go. Kind of like what we do in Foundation, like we play as we go, we build as we go. Right here, urbanism, I think, is actually really nice, because once you have a big city, you want the big city to look good. And last time we didn't fail, but we were starting to struggle a little bit because decoration, we were not being able to place decoration where we wanted, and houses were not being able to get upgraded or whatnot. So that's actually impacted us in a very bad way, or impacted our experience, that is. If we absolutely want to, we can even place the well here and remove this one. And that way we have a well-covered area for the well. I think actually that might be a good idea. We can build that one there and remove this well out of here. Yeah, and the reason why is because we can use this for another type of building. And this corner right here is perfect for a well. And we can expand the road, kind of like make a two main road here. And here we can have a large plaza. That large plaza is this one right here. It costs 500 gold bars, that is, to build. So do keep that in mind. It's gonna speed up time here. Let's go crazy. Let's go as fast as possible. I usually play in 3x all my city builders, but at the beginning I like to go slowly. That way I don't do something wrong. All right. Food production, we already have plenty. We have 20 months. I think this is the first time I have so much food in this game. Wow. All right, especially at the beginning. So we already have the Fletcher, we already have the firewood splitter. We might actually need to add, the more people we add into the city, the more firewood they're gonna go through. So we might need to add more of those. Tannery, cobbler. Yeah, this is very important. Are we, oh, look at that, 4 villages migrated. So are we going to need cobbler soon though? Like, we need shoes. See, 86%. So this is actually a little bit scary. Not scary, but something that we need to consider here. And the good thing about shoes is that shoes, they do actually sell for a really good amount of money. So let's go ahead and place a we're gonna need planks for these guys. So do we really need those? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like that. Keep a good production of everything. And let me take a look here. So how many people we have? We have 4 builders. This is not bad. Okay, so I'm thinking we can throw another hunter's hut here. Start producing more pelt. Let's take a look at our pelt production. Right now we have 13. It looks okay. Tools, baskets, nice. And we can actually tell the Fletcher. We should be able to tell the Fletcher what's the ratio Yeah, there you go. We can actually tell them what's the ratio. So we want to do something like this, a ratio of 8:1 or 6:1. For every 6 production of arrows, do one bow, basically. So for every 120 arrows, do 1 bow. We can actually increase that to 100 and 200. That's the maximum amount, but let's keep it at 7. For every 141 bow, that way we don't run out of bows quickly. All right, look at this. 2 deer. So yeah, definitely adding an extra hunter's hut around here is good option. Preventing that one is gonna go away, right? Preventing that is going to disappear. It's gonna get completely removed. Can actually place it somewhere here next to the road, right? Gonna be a bad spot, or we can actually do it across the street. Yeah, I'm gonna do that across. Oop. Did I place it? No, I didn't. Where is it? Hunter's cabin. There it is. Right there. Yeah, I mean, Hawthorne, I'm not too worried about losing it. The Willow is looking good. Ace looking good. Everything is looking good so far. We're taking advantage of these greens, but those greens are going to get removed eventually. So, because we're going to be placing houses all around here. But as you can see here, these are our houses. One thing you do need to keep in mind is that sometimes, I mean, you can see there's a space in between houses here. When they upgrade, they actually get bigger. So that's why you see kind of like an empty room there. I wanted to like place like gardens in between or something, but you cannot, because, you know, as you can, if you open here, you know, it has like a 3x3 square, because when they increase, I mean, when they get upgraded, they increase in size. But I think I'm gonna keep it here, guys. And our 3rd year, our 3rd winter, very excited. We already have our farm. We're gonna take a look at how wheat levels went down. Next year, we might actually need to, get rid of the turnip and continue to work the field until wheat levels are even lower than that. Soil mixture is looking not good. It's actually impacting our yield, but that's something that we'll need to work probably in the near future. But for that, I'm gonna keep it in here, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate you guys being here. I will see you in the next episode. I will see you very, very soon, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, guys. Thank you.